Do you feel in control? So I can't do a Bane. It's not going to work.
Do you feel in control?
I'm talking, obviously, I say obviously, about the fact that a number of companies have been completely destroyed recently by the American right. And that's pretty good. It's a pretty good time. I thought we'd just check them out real quick to remind ourselves that, no, you can actually have a victory every once and again, and it does feel good. But we'll mention something on lotus.com first, being the Origins of Intersectionality podcast, because, of course, that's going to be relevant, as it always is when we're talking about intersectionality. So, hey, we're selling intersectional clothes for children so we can tuck their penises in. Why are you doing that?
Is this going to be trans Bane?
No.
Are you aware that Stephen Crowder used to have a skit where he had trans Bane? So
no, I wasn't, actually.
He might have been beating you to it, just ever so slightly.
No, Bane in this case is actually the American who sat there just, with the guy with the pride flag just being like, are you sure? Are you sure you're in control? Because you're
Walsh
not.
like, nobody cared who I was before I put on the beard.
Actually, if he did do a Bane skit, that would be pretty good.
Yeah.
Anyway, but we'll get into it. We'll start off with Bud Light, of course, the cucks of the hour. You can see here, something I sent to an American friend of mine, because I noticed it. You can see you can buy Bud Light, and then they give you a discount. Give you a rebate for buying it. So it's only $6.99, down from $21.99.
So they're sat firmly in the hotel chair of corporate America.
They getting cucked super hard, but then it turns out they weren't happy with being cucked most of the money. They wanted to be cucked all of the money. Saw Tim Pool posting this, which is the sorry, there should be another one. Oh no, I got it wrong. No, there should be another link in there instead. There's a Timcast link that's missing, in which Tim's pointing out that there's a bunch of places that are now selling it for free. So not even are they content with giving up their money, they're giving up all of the money.
Right.
Literally all of it. $20 off a case of Bud Light that costs $20. That's how bad it's gotten?
This is how the comic book industry crashed in the 90s, because they kept overbuying novelty comic covers, and then the companies couldn't send them back, and then they also couldn't shift them off the shelves because they were worthless. So they either got rebates and just burned all the money, or the companies folded. So what's going to happen is, rather than the retailers folding, loads of places are just going to stop stocking Bud Light because it's not profitable.
It actually costs money to even have it in the place.
Yeah, they've got transported there.
What's the point? Like, actual waste of time. I reckon that's why they're getting rid of it for $20, because it's just like, I kind of need the shelf space for a thing that sells.
Yep.
So, makes sense. We'll move forward. Their sales haven't been doing well either. I think their sales are down, I think it's 20-something% now. But you can see this here in the stock price, of course, getting absolutely munted at the same time, which is bad news for them. But good news for us. That's the thing. People seem to take this as like, oh, well, there's a debate about whether or not boycotts work or whether it's been worthwhile. No, it really has. And everyone involved should feel some absolute pride about what they've done.
Poor choice of words.
No, we're bringing back pride. American pride instead of cuck pride. So, John, I'm going to send you a link, because I forgot to put this in there. But it's a list of the sales and the sales figures. So if you can open that up and then hit open in browser. It's a graph showing the absolute detrimental of sales figures, because people don't seem to appreciate just how bad it is for that stock price to fall so much. There you have it.
Ouch.
That's weekly sales. So, of course, it going into beer drinking season of sunshine, everyone else is making money.
And that's also a couple of weeks behind as well.
Yeah, and that should have been where they were, with Miller Lite and Coors Light. Also, I don't get why people drink that, but whatever. And instead, they're down, 30% almost?
Yeah.
Probably over 30% now in sales, when they should be plus 15. So, I mean, that's got to hurt a little bit.
It's one of the easiest companies to boycott as well, because beer is a non-necessity. So, like, trying to boycott Unilever for their ESG scores and their corporate equality index scores can be a lot harder. Yeah, exactly. But something like Ben & Jerry's, that's another perfectly legitimate target, because they want the UK to open its borders. You can do without the ice cream, just buy a different brand that doesn't hate you. That'd be useful.
Or just not.
Well, yeah, I don't eat it either, but...
I mean, if it's not summer, why are you eating ice cream?
Lots of sad women need some tub to cry over.
Anyway, we'll get to the next one here, because, of course, Target has now joined the brands. The brands who are going to be destroyed by American Bane. So, this is Target Pride, which a lot of people know about, but
that sounds like a threat.
Their wording, not mine. For British people who might not know, Target's a crappy store in the United States, so I'm going to say that because I mean, look at it. And you have here, they're selling, chest binders and tuck-friendly bathing suits for children, as listed by this person here. There's a bit of nuance to this. We'll see that in a minute. But the main thing in this video is this guy going up to the kids section where you can buy shirts that all talk about how queer your child is. Which obviously, I'm not even going to get into the other subjects yet. You can't have a queer child. It's not physically possible. If he's not got a sexuality, he's not queer.
Yeah, but they want the child to have a sexuality.
Yeah.
That's obviously the point.
I know to bring it back to basics for a minute, but I mean, it really is this gross. I know it's sort of taken as a norm now to some extent that of course they want children to be queer. It's like, no. One moment, like, none of this was right. Like, have you seen that Dennis Prager video that popped back up with him and Bill Maher?
Oh, where he said that there were tampons in the men's room, and Bill Maher was like, no, there aren't.
Everyone started laughing at him.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, things have moved.
Totally vindicated.
We need to get back to the pre Dennis Prager getting laughed at position, which is
but that won't
you can't
happen
queer kids.
because unfortunately for ages in academia the idea that you could destabilize a child's gender identity to make them a revolutionary constituency was percolating, and now it's gotten to the culture, so you can't put the genie back in the bottle. You just got to defeat the ideology.
Yeah, I think you can put the genie back in the bottle. You're not going to get rid of the ideology, obviously, but you can push it out of the mainstream. Like, this is not allowed. What this is America, and things people like in America is God, liberty, and whatever the hell else. Like, pick some other things to have on the clothes. Like, I remember looking back, I think it's adverts post 9/11, like the short period afterwards, when everyone was like, George Bush is my president, and it was a bit weird. You even have, like, Justin Bieber sitting there on Nickelodeon talking about how he's proud to be an American, covered in American flags and stuff. Right, okay, that's another form of... It might be a little bit too far, because it went into realms of, I support the NSA.
Yeah, don't mistake your nation for the government institutions that are currently spying on you. But I actually really like it when the Yanks are kind of cringe and patriotic. Like, one of my favourite films is American Sniper, and it's unapologetically American. Like, it's great. So lean into it.
That's what Target should be selling. It's like, oh, we have some new clothing for kids. What is it? It's covered in American flags. It just screams liberty or death or something. Well, that would be pretty funny, actually, the child soldier army. But anyway, getting back into it, because it's not just the queer stuff. They also have the tuck stuff, as we mentioned. You have selling various things.
Trans people will always exist. Well, if we're judging by what...
I mean, so will furries, that doesn't...
But if we're judging by what the transition entails, if we talk about just reproduction inside a generation...
So there's a bunch of tuck swimsuits, and apparently these are for adults. They're only in adult sizes. The lady in the video says they're for kids, which has been disputed. I'm not sure what the truth is because I don't have a local Target to go check it out. But the point being that they're right next to the kids section as well because they're both Pride. And tucking, for folks who don't know, I mean, I was told not to be gross with my language in future.
It's the Ace Ventura thing of where you're hiding your male appendage to appear feminine.
Have you ever been 9 years old and done that thing that was funny? But then some people decided they would do it for their entire lives?
I'm not going to ask what thing you're on about.
You never did that when you were 9?
I have no idea what you're talking about, Callum.
Tucked it for a laugh. You're a weirdo. Anyway. We'll go to the next thing here, because we have the kids' stuff in question. You can see here, Pride toddler leggings for $8 there. I'm not a big fan of leggings generally. Like, I'm kind of...
I think they look tacky.
I'm not a fan of the whole thing that people wear leggings as trousers. Women.
Yeah.
Talking about, obviously.
A lot of it as well is obviously like female peacocking, of where they are so transparent that it's just to call attention in public.
I mean, the argument from the ladies who will do this will say, well, no, it feels comfortable. I'm just wearing it because of that, and our society just doesn't care at this point, so I can get away with it.
Okay, so the tights and the skirt, but it doesn't mean that your bum cracks on display. Like, that's just that's just true.
But it's also just, I don't know, this is the Afghanistan in me. I really hate tight clothes now.
Yeah, no, I'm on board. I'm on board.
Just haram, the lot of it.
Yep.
Male and female.
Modesty is very attractive.
But just also, getting back to the question of why does your toddler need the leggings to be Pride? Yeah, we went over that. My ideology. That's why. Anyway, many a meme has been made about all this stuff. We have the Target logo being changed to Tuck It. There you are. New animation. So if you want to make some S-posts, it's there. Hassan Piker also, Hassan Piker's nemesis made a visit. Sam Hyde, of course, turning up to Target to hang out with the Pride stuff. So there we are. You've got your new mascot, Target. I hope you're happy. Honestly, you should take a load of that to Fish Tank. Just make them wear it, I don't know. And then Alex Stein turned up.
Oh dear.
Which was going to be fun. You can see here, because he has no decency.
Oh.
He decided to put on the tuck-friendly clothing.
If you're an audio listener, I envy you right now.
He couldn't tuck it very well. I mean, I don't...
But no man that wants to maintain the integrity of their testicles can. This is why manspreading's a thing. It's just kind of uncomfortable to sit with your legs crossed or on your own.
Yeah, it's why it's something funny you can do once, but then, like... But it doesn't even tuck. That's the thing that I don't really get. I'm not actually sure what the tucking means here. Because you can see the big bulge. Good job, Alex. Anyway, but you can see him wearing this and then going out to the staff as well, which... What's really nice is obviously they have to sort of because it's the West, everyone has to pretend this is normal and this is okay. So you have these two normie women who are like, oh, yeah, that's great. Oh, yeah, you should go to the beach or something. You could see inside, they're just like, oh, what am I looking at?
Yeah.
Why is this freak here?
I can't criticize that because I'll be fired.
I mean, one of them's just a customer as well, with the looks of it. Still having to live the lie. But we'll move forward, because obviously hideous. Sorry, Alex. We'll go to the website. Because it's way grosser than you think. So here's the website. This is the Pride merch. Not the best reviews. The reviews are not from people on the right being like, why are you trying to tell kids they're gay? The reviews are actually mostly from presumably mothers who brought the products.
Right.
Don't know why they brought the products. But even if
because they've probably got borderline personality disorder.
But even of that constituency that brought the products, they're all review bombing it because they're just like, these are terrible. Like, the quality is awful. I mean, one of them even mentioned that you get an instant rash from wearing one of the skin suits.
Oh, that's what you're worried about. Not basically sterilising your child. It's that they've got a slight skin disfigurement.
But even like the most normie of normies is just like, this is... I mean, it's nice to see that it's also terrible quality.
This is just making me ill now. That skirt's translucent.
Yeah, there's that. We'll get into who designed this.
What is wrong with you sick people?
Yeah, so this is listed as Pride kids and baby clothing. So not just for the kids who are totally can be trans, the babies as well.
Right.
The babies are trans. For example, we have a girl with mustache who is modelling over here a bikini.
Is that Ezra Miller?
They're all sold out, apparently. They all sold out the other days. I think we had to use, we did. We had to use a web archive link for this one because they've taken this specific one down. This was up yesterday, but today it was gone. So there's that.
I want everyone involved in this in prison. That's it. This is obvious child. What is the difference between
the modelling, the designing, everything?
Yeah, what is the difference between this and Cuties? Nothing. Just that it's got a rainbow banner on it. You should all be in handcuffs immediately.
I mean, nonce flicks and now nonce target. So there we are. They say in here in the product description that the bikini that's being modelled here by girl with mustache has a light binding effect. In case you want your young girls to crush their tits. There you are. That's the product for you. Come down to Target. That's really the pitch they want to make to parents. I mean, I don't really know who's buying this. I mean, that's the question that's always confused me, because any normal person would look at that and go, no.
Yeah, but these people aren't normal. A little while ago, I did go over some research that did say borderline personality disorder and manic depressive disorder is overly representative in mothers who have trans children. So they're just insane and projecting it onto their poor kids.
Not to be too rude as well, but I have seen some graphs of mental illness in the United States. And then they're broken down by race and gender.
Yes.
And white women
are like 45% of them are SSRIs in the States.
Just going to say, massive cultural shift in the US in a certain direction, and at the same time, the people with the biggest consumer spending have all become mentally ill according to the US government.
And also, the same company which gives them their medication also often supplies trans medication. It's almost like there's a profit incentive here.
I just feel like the United States might have a few structural problems. Just not trying to be too rude, but you know.
Yeah, thanks for importing them.
Throwing some stones. We'll get to the next one here because there's more as well. You can see here that Target then said, actually, we're removing the content from some of our stores because why? They didn't actually explain why.
Well, they said violent confrontations with its workers, but that's what they always say.
But they never pointed out, well, because it's immoral, because it's kind of pedo-ish.
Yeah.
Etc. None of those reasons were ever brought up as to, we should probably get rid of that. So, anyway. But there's also oh, sorry, I missed... No, I had to talk about that. We'll go to Vox, because Vox are mad about all of this as well. You can see this article. Target giving into conservative pressure on Pride is not a great sign. Now, you're standing there saying you want to bind little girls' tits with clothing sold at Target for Pride, and if the evil conservatives turn up and say, no, you want to try and convince everyone that they're in the wrong, not you. This is a weird sell. I mean, we've spoken about the weird hills the left will die on it. I mean, this is really another one where I'm just like, I don't get it. I don't know what you're doing. I just look in the mirror for 5 minutes. Even Gavin Newsom fell for this. He's even more insane than Vox, somehow. He came out and gave a statement, where he says, wake up America, this doesn't stop here, you're black, you're Asian, you're Jewish, you're a woman, you're next.
Again, sounds like a threat. What? Just they jump on the most reprehensible of grenades because it's all downstream from the same ideology.
But can we get it up? It's the next link here. But I mean, it's almost Alex Jones posting levels.
Yeah.
Where it's just like there. They're taking our gaying clothes. What? Wake up, America. As if, like, damn it, sheeple. Don't you know that we need to tuck our penises of our children?
Again, the rhetorical dishonesty here, it's just like Tony Blair repositioning himself as a moderate despite being radical. He's saying CEO of Target, Brian Cornell, selling out the LGBTQ plus community to extremists is a real profile and coverage. The extremists are the ones that don't want children's developing breasts or genitals constricted.
I can't even think of what what clothing would you pick that is exclusively for black, Asians, or Jews? I don't know
Let's
what that last
not
line
answer
means.
that question because Section 127.
Yeah, but I don't really know what that means. It's just like, are you black, you Asian, you Jewish, you a woman, you're next. It's like, yeah, we're going to ban all women's clothing from clothing stores. Because, you know, that's not what the entire industry is based on or anything. Yeah. How high do you have to be to write crap like this? But there we are. Some Alex Jones posting. And the thing is, Alex Jones posting, he's actually sane. He's bombastic, but sane when he writes about stuff. Gavin Newsom, they're going to steal your women's clothes. Damn conservatives.
If also, just to put it this way, okay, if you really did live in a white supremacist society, then the shoe industry would go out of business overnight. So they're not going to chase away all their black customers.
I don't know. I think women's shoes is definitely a white industry.
Yeah, but Nike and the like. I mean, Foot Locker's demographic customer base disproportionately.
I mean, they did have reparations, and then their stock went up. So just saying, in California that happened. Anyway, so we're going to Target as well. Their stock not doing well, down 10% in a month.
Good.
The thing is, both of these campaigns have been lightning fast. I'm impressed with the blitzkrieg that has taken place against both of them, and very proud, obviously. Who can't be? And scalp by scalp was exactly the strategy that was called for by Matt Walsh and others when everyone was theorizing. Hang on a minute, maybe we could do something. We do have all the money, after all, in terms of we're the ones that go to work. So there's that. We don't have the billionaires, but, you know, to hell with them. What are you going to do? So why don't we just stop buying the crap? And, well, 2 scalps taken. I'm excited to see the next one. I'm looking forward to it. But, quick question, obviously. Who would do this? Literally, who would do such a thing? Why would you design this? I mean, it's one thing for the morons at Target who are like, you know who I want to partner with? Someone who wants to make tuck swimsuits.
They do have a financial incentive to do so, because as we talked about before, they are being bankrolled by hedge funds as part of ESG and the Corporate Equality Index to feature pride marketing. So even if it's really off-putting, like, I don't know if you've seen the North Face one as well, by any chance?
No, I haven't.
So North Face have hired a drag queen to go in hiking heels, just like Dylan Mulvaney, and they've done this for 2 years running now. And, yeah, the drag queen is doing...
That's your audience.
Yeah.
Drag queens.
Yeah, drag queens for big puffy coats worn by roadmen in southeast London. But the point is, the reason that the advertising is so ubiquitously queer, as they would put it, is because they're scored according to the Corporate Equality Index's LGBT plus representation score. And if you get a high score, you get bankrolled by their partners, which is BlackRock. So obviously they're trying to subsidize how unpopular this is until all of the market are doing it at once, and so you have no one else to buy from.
There are the bugmen in the company who will sell out our entire society because my stock go up. Well, not even stock go up, just I get more money. But checking out the individual responsible, Satanist, as you can see here.
I feel totally vindicated in all of my religious convictions.
I mean, it is kind of hilarious, consistently, when the people opposing you keep saying, well, yes, I do worship Satan.
If they believe in it, there must be something to it. I'm just going to say it.
So we have it here that you can see there. You could argue that this is some edginess from someone who doesn't know what edge actually is, this individual, but I don't believe it. You can see there the devil pin with the trans logo on it, which, oh god, with the phrase Satan respects pronouns. Okay, so...
It's also a pink ram.
Slanesh belongs to our side of the political aisle.
I was about to make that exact point.
You're actually taking on Slanesh? Okay, fine. It doesn't end there either. This individual is excessive in the kind of stuff they make to claim Slanesh. The next one here is Join My Gay Cult merch.
Oh, that is such a self-report.
Yeah,
a skeleton draped in the rainbow.
No, haha, it's ironic. Yes, much irony. Why? What do you not get? I'm being edgy. It's not edgy. It's a skeleton.
I can hear Fear the Reaper playing in the back of my head right now.
Are you tired of the heterosexual lifestyle? Does the idea of tradition bore you? Do you want to disappoint your parents? Why not try homosexuality? That's their writing, not mine.
Whoa. 10 times fun and free to join. Right, okay, so it's not born this way. Interesting.
No, like you could argue, okay, it's just funny meme, but the thing is, it's not funny. It's just kind of cringe. And you can argue
Members of
that's their kind of humor. But
Members of the
okay.
gay cult are everywhere, and numbers are growing daily. So don't waste any more time. Join my gay cult today. I mean, you said
Isn't
it,
that what
buddy.
the right thinks? Which is why I'm selling this to kid. Okay.
Remember all those Christians that said that if you legalize same-sex marriage, society will fall apart, and people went, "Oh, you're just scaremongering."
We'll move forward. We'll go to the next one, though, because there's more. Of course, there's more, because this person is good fun. They have here testosterone for the self-made man, which
What's in that vial?
I'm just not even gonna... There's not much to say. It's just like, okay, you market yourself as the devil. I am. And even your own arguments about what makes a man is now... No, not even going to try. What's the point? We'll go forward. There's one more from them, in which they list off that binding doesn't make you less of a man, which is why I bind every day.
What?
As
Hold
a
on.
local man.
But why would...
You're coming down binding later
Wait, but...
to the pub?
Hold on, but
You're wearing a binder?
wouldn't the argument be that binding would make you more of a man if you're a woman that wants to be a man because you're... So...
There's no logic. There's no try.
Yeah, why am I trying
just-
to apply reason to unreason?
I just love how it's so illogical on the face of it. They just don't care. I suppose you can do that when you've got all the power. The last thing here that someone did notice is they also put up a load of art. One in which they portray themselves on as a wolf in sheep's clothing, which
Oh,
was
really? Okay, well,
weird imagery.
that
And,
explains Drag Queen Story Hour.
and the last thing here is pup treats, which they sell, which is the idea that you've got little pup tarts to give your little puppy that you're having sex with in the puppy mask. Now, whatever. I'm not into whatever fetish you're into. That's fine. I don't care what you do in
The
your bedroom.
Inquisition was... No, I do.
What?
I do.
I know.
I don't
know
want to
you care
share a
about the
society with these people.
But I don't. I'm not interested. You want to do your little things in your bedroom. But why would you collaborate with a pornographer to make content for kids? I mean, that's really where we're at now. I'm sorry, but like, pornographer collabs can be funny when they're for adult platforms, such as War Thunder, which is a crap game. I know what's going on. To hell with them. Don't worry. I'm well aware of the crap they're pulling. But this was a funny move in which they partnered with, I believe this is a Russian porn star, just so you could have her as a decal sitting on the bomb on your plane or tank, which of course makes sense. Historical, big funny. I get the joke. But when is Kink.com's collaboration with Target coming exactly? I'm not joking. I'm calling for it. Because there's the root of the thing I don't really get. Which is, you're happy to collaborate and make any degenerate content, provided it's only for kids. Why is it every single time you're like, yeah, no, we are going to make a load of Pride stuff and we're going to aim it at the kids? You wouldn't do a collaboration with Kink.com and then aim it at the kids because you know exactly what would happen, and correctly so. They're also an LGBT-friendly platform, if you want to put it that way, but you're never going to do it because you know it's wrong. But for some reason, if I cover it in enough rainbows, you're like, yeah, let's do that. They're not the only people who are panicking. Shop owners talking there. There's also The Atlantic. I thought I'd just send this off. Just enjoy that. So The Atlantic have written this article. Elon Musk has transformed Twitter into a right-wing alt-tech platform with things in common such as Truth Social and Rumble.
What? Why? So
The reason being it's got free speech.
for audio listeners, that's a really confusing image because so they've gone for the black and red, which is obviously the mid-century German decal, but it looks like they've made it into an elephant as well as a bird, but the elephant is the Democrat Party's logo. No, that's donkey. No, that is right. It's GOP's. So but it doesn't. It's not even a good elephant because what? So there's a trunk protruding out the top that looks like Shrek's
I
ear.
don't think we have to worry about it too much because the thing here is you can clearly see that it's sort of striking you whilst running away.
Yeah.
Like, you've got no power. It's gone. I mean, Michael Malice actually had this dead to rights when he responded to this thread in question, when he points out the panic from the corporate press as they're increasingly becoming excluded from the national conversation is hilarious to behold. TLDR, get effed, you're the enemy of the people.
Yep.
Now, the reason I've included that in this is because the same thing is happening with Bud and Target, and I expect, because this is going to become a trend, this will expand to more and more American companies. And that's why I say, do you really feel in control anymore? Like, the tide has actually significantly shifted, and now scalps are being taken. Maybe this wave stops somewhere. Maybe they try it on, I don't know, on soaps or something, and it fails because, as you say, like, it's ubiquitous. People need soap.
Well, it already kind of happened with Gillette a little bit, didn't it?
Yeah, I mean, they lost out as well. But either way, I don't think they are in control anymore. I think they're losing left, right, and centre. And I suppose I'll just end this off real quick with this link, pointing out that the person actually in charge of The Atlantic is a well-known propagandist, which is doubly funny as to why it's not worth listing. I'll let you read it in your own time. It's all about Iraq. But that's that. They're not in control anymore. Demonstrably so, and there are a number of victories to prove it. If you appreciated that segment from the podcast The Lotus Eaters, you can go to lotuseaters.com to get access to all the premium content that's on the site, such as the premium articles, this one on sports stars, citizenship, and Ireland's hate speech laws, with an audio track for silver and gold tiers, of course. If you'd like to find out what else is being put out, you can follow on Getter at lotuseaters_com on Getter. Thank you, and goodbye.